What can St. Padre Pio tell us about the divine will? St. Padre Pio and Luisa Piccarreta were contemporaries and knew of each other, although there's no definitive proof that they've actually met. They were definitely aware of each other's spirituality, and Padre Pio was aware of the teachings and writings of the divine will, and they had people who were common to both of them in their circle. St. Padre Pio mentioned concerning the author below in his book Collection of Memories of the Servant of God by Father Bernardino Bucci. St. Padre Pio was quoted as saying, "Luisa is not a human factor. She is a work of God, and he himself will make her emerge. The world will be astounded at her greatness. Not many years will pass before this happens. The new millennium will see Luisa's light." And that, friends, is now that he's referring to. The new millennium will see Luisa's light, according to St. Padre Pio. Hopefully that gets your attention. Also, St. Padre Pio helped spread the teachings of the divine will. Federico Abresch, a Franciscan tertiary, complying with the wishes of St. Padre Pio Pietrelcina, he was the first apostle of the divine will in San Giovanni Rotondo, and did much to spread Luisa Piccarreta's writings. St. Padre Pio recommended to certain of his faithful, including Federico Abresch, that they open a spirituality center in San Giovanni Rotondo, inspired by the servant of God, Luisa Piccarreta. So here, St. Padre Pio is recommending not only the spread of the teachings of the divine will, the writings, but actually opening up a spirituality center in San Giovanni Rotondo, inspired by the divine will and Luisa Piccarreta. Another example is Adriana Palati, a spiritual daughter of St. Padre Pio, says that it was St. Padre Pio who encouraged her to spread Luisa Piccarreta's spirituality in San Giovanni Rotondo and to help disseminate the divine will throughout the world, as St. Padre Pio desired. Ms. Palati recollects this one occurrence. "I asked St. Padre Pio, 'Father, is it good for me to listen, write, and print the writings of Luisa Piccarreta?' And he said, 'Yes, repeat it.' So I asked again, 'Father, can I give some money to Andrea Magnifico to buy the equipment to print the books of Luisa?' And his response was once again emphatically yes. Also, St. Padre Pio's esteem for Luisa Piccarreta is well known in his circle. St. Padre Pio sent many people to Luisa Piccarreta and would say to the people of Corato who went to San Giovanni Rotondo, 'What have you come here for? You have Luisa. Go to her.' In the book The Little Daughter of the Divine Will, translated from a biography written by Father Pablo Martin Sangual, he states, Luisa wrote to St. Padre Pio of Pietrelcina the only time in her life. And Padre Pio answered only this: 'The saints are made, but woe to those who make the saints.'" Very ominous message for the saint maker of Corato, Luisa Piccarreta. And once again from Miss Palati, another recollection. One lady who went to confession to Padre Pio told him that she had read the Hours of the Passion a book written by Luisa Piccarreta. And St. Padre Pio said, "I read it 4 times. Oh, how beautiful. And now another one is about to come out, about the Blessed Virgin in the Kingdom. Oh, how beautiful that one too." So not only is there familiarity, and not only does St. Padre Pio wish to spread the teachings of the divine will and the writings and have a spirituality center opened up in San Giovanni Rotondo, but he actually was a reader of the writings of Luisa Piccarreta, the divine will, the hours of the Passion, and he was waiting for the Blessed Virgin in the Kingdom, that book. If he's familiar with those 2 books, he more than likely also read the Book of Heaven. So this is a definite proof from St. Padre Pio that he is recommending to all of us the pursuit of the divine will. And he recommended it to his spiritual children in San Giovanni Rotondo. He recommends that we read it. He recommends that we become familiar with it. He also prophesied, according to the will of God, that Luisa Piccarreta will be known in the next millennium, which is now. For additional research, I recommend these websites and also the search that's available on YouTube. On my channel, I have 2 introductions, which one is from Daniel O'Connor and the other one's from Father Iannucci. In addition, if you're familiar with the divine will and you're not seeking necessarily an introduction, there's a podcast that goes into detail concerning the 4 degrees of the divine will and how to advance between the degrees and what those degrees are all about. There's two people on the search YouTube area on the top of what you see here. So one is the Queen of Light Canticle by Father John Brown, and the other one is the Center of Divine Will by Thomas Fahey. Unfortunately, both of those apostles of the divine will who spent decades studying, advocating for the divine will have passed away. And they have provided a great deal of work on the divine will. And I'll be paying tribute to both of these men by formulating an introduction from both of their works and providing it in the future in this channel.